The cowardice of MAGA Republicans and the current Republican Party never fails to amaze me. And I have to admit, I'm quite angry right now. I don't normally get frustrated and angry at political stories, but this one in particular really has gotten under my skin. So earlier today, Nikki Haley was speaking at some sort of conference, and the interviewer asked her a question about who would be better in the White House, President Biden or Donald Trump. And Nikki Haley answered the question, which I'm going to show you in just a second, and she pretty much concluded it with saying, "I'm voting for Donald Trump." She is now endorsing Donald Trump, saying that she is supporting him over President Biden. Now, there's a lot to discuss here, but take a look at the clip of Nikki Haley saying that she's now voting for Trump.
You opened with some comments on the administration and the Democratic Party. You then talked a little bit about some of the shortcomings or worries you have about the Republican Party. And I couldn't help but think of two names when I heard you deliver that speech, Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So on these issues, these national security critical issues that you've described today, who do you think would do a better job in the White House, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
As a voter, I put my priorities on a president who's going to have the backs of our allies and hold our enemies to account, who would secure the border, no more excuses, a president who would support capitalism and freedom, a president who understands we need less debt, not more debt. Trump has not been perfect on these policies. I've made that clear many, many times. But Biden has been a catastrophe. So I will be voting for Trump.
The first thought that comes to mind for me is, what a total coward. What a coward. Everything she just said is false. Donald Trump would not support our allies better. Remember, this is the same guy who said he would encourage Russia to invade our NATO allies if they're quote-unquote delinquent. That's Donald Trump. That's not somebody who's standing up for our allies and is respected on the world stage. Leaders laughed at him while he was in office. She talked about respecting capitalism. Joe Biden's created more jobs than Donald Trump has, 15 million jobs and counting under Joe Biden. Donald Trump lost jobs. She talks about a president that respects freedom. Hello? Donald Trump's the guy who got Roe v. Wade overturned. Now millions of women across the entire country have had their reproductive rights stripped of them, their bodily autonomy gone just like that because of Donald Trump, disrespecting their freedom. Give me a break with all this garbage. It's completely false. And it looks like she's coming up on the spot with a justification to vote for Donald Trump. But everything she mentioned is not true. And it's demonstrably not true. The facts are on Joe Biden's side. The facts are not on Donald Trump's side. But of course, MAGA, which Nikki Haley is clearly a part of, doesn't care. They never have. They never will. And Nikki Haley had the opportunity to do the right thing. She had the opportunity to do the right thing served to her on a silver platter, saying, don't endorse Donald Trump, even endorse Joe Biden, who respects our democracy, is a good man, a good leader, and even if you disagree with him on policy, at least he cares about the country and won't try to overturn an election he didn't win. And the alternative is Donald Trump, the guy facing 88 felony charges, proven sexual abuser, proven fraudster, among the other things we just mentioned. That is the easiest choice that Nikki Haley would be ever given in her entire life to do the right thing. And instead of doing that, she chose to bow down to Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. She said she feels no obligation to kiss the ring, and now she is kissing the ring. How can you say all these things about Donald Trump during the campaign, acknowledge how bad he is, acknowledge his shortcomings, his wrongdoings, and then 2 months out of being out of the presidential campaign, you say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to vote for him. What a joke. And to make matters even worse, let's just take a look at some of the things that Donald Trump said about Nikki Haley during the presidential campaign, which she's now ignoring. So, for example, take a look at this. Remember when Donald Trump disrespected Nikki Haley's husband, who is serving abroad? Trump said at a campaign rally, "Where's her husband? Oh, he's away. He's away. What happened to her husband? What happened to her husband? Where is he? He's gone." You know where he was? He was serving abroad, and Nikki Haley said, "Michael is deployed serving our country, something you know nothing about. Someone who continually disrespects the sacrifices of military families has no business being commander-in-chief." Disrespecting military families has no business being commander-in-chief. And now she's saying that she's voting for him. So which one is it? Does he have no business being commander-in-chief, or are you voting for him? Well, obviously, she chose the side of MAGA. She chose the side which she openly acknowledged disrespected not only her family, but every military family. Insanity. And remember all of the nicknames that Donald Trump gave Nikki Haley, the main one being, quote, bird brain? Incredibly disgusting and awful thing to be saying about your political opponent, even if you disagree with them. And Donald Trump didn't just stop with the name. His campaign sent Nikki Haley's campaign and her a bird cage after he called her that name. That's the same person who Nikki Haley just bowed down to. How can you do that? How can you have no spine, no shame, that when someone's disrespecting your family and military families and calling you names and making fun of you, you then turn around and say, "Yep, that's the guy I'm going to vote for"? Cowards. Cowards, cowards, cowards. I started this video by saying the cowardice of the MAGA Republican Party never fails to surprise me, never fails to amaze me. And this is yet another installment of that. This is so outrageous. And this is a common theme in the Republican Party. You have a bunch of Republicans who have criticized Donald Trump before who now bow down to him. Bill Barr comes to mind, saying that Donald Trump incited an insurrection. He acknowledged that Trump called for the execution of some of his opponents during his presidency, called him a consummate narcissist. And yet Bill Barr is like, "Yeah, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump." Same boat as Nikki Haley. Same boat. We have to defeat the MAGA lunatics in 2024. We as a collective have to get out there and make sure that people who do stuff like this don't win and don't hold power. I'm rocking with Joe Biden. I cannot wait to go into that ballot box and vote for him. I'm excited to do it, and I hope you are too. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Incredibly frustrating story, incredibly frustrating turn of events, given everything that Nikki Haley said. So I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments. Insane. Make sure to subscribe down below. Also drop a like on the video. Both of those things go an incredibly long way. And I really appreciate you being here, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.